Dear students in grade 9, good evening and welcome to the English seminar for today. In this session, we are going to discuss unit number 9. And as you know, in this session, we are going to discuss all the activities and the points which need discussion. And we have a lot of skills that we need also to discuss. But before we start our discussion, it is very important to introduce and welcome my colleagues from Hama. We have Miss ندوة, an English teacher. Good evening.
Good evening.
And we have Mr. Mahmoud Diab, an English supervisor. Good evening, Mr.
Good evening,
Mahmoud.
sir. Good evening. Happy Teachers' Day.
Thank you very much. Happy Teachers' Day. Actually, my colleagues, my students, their students, we have a number of skills to discuss today. First of all, we are going to study the backbone, or to focus on the backbone of the language, which is grammar. In fact, grammar in this session, or in this unit, in unit 9, is very, very rich. It is about passive voice. And you know, passive voice is something very wide, very large. So we need to study in details. But as for passive voice, we are not going to study everything about passive voice, because we have a number of tenses that can be changed into passive voice. We are going to focus on the present passive, simple present, simple past passive, present continuous passive, past continuous passive, and can also, the modal verb can. So please now let me start my discussion with our colleagues in the studio by asking Mr. Mahmoud about passive voice.
Okay.
What is passive voice, and what do we understand of passive voice?
Now, passive voice, unlike the active, there's a focus on the action rather than the agent, the doer, or the thing, the one who did the action, or what did the action.
Yes.
Yes.
So we understand that when we use the passive, we focus on the action itself, not
right.
on the person who does the action. This is what you mean.
Yeah, this is one way.
Very nice.
This is the other way, when you focus on the doer too. Now, for example, when I say Hamlet, or Shakespeare wrote Hamlet,
Yes.
or Eliot wrote The Westland, this is obligatory here to use the passive, because you focus on the one who wrote this poem.
Yes. So here we say Shakespeare wrote Hamlet, because everybody knows about Shakespeare, but not everybody knows about Eliot. So, you know, yes, because Shakespeare is a global person, a global character. Good. So here we say Shakespeare wrote Hamlet.
Yeah, Shakespeare, not Alexander Pope,
When
for
we
example.
say now Shakespeare wrote Hamlet, where is the focus here? Is it on Shakespeare, or it is on Hamlet?
You know, the focus here, the passive here, is the focus is on
Not
Hamlet.
the passive, now the active here. Shakespeare
Shakespeare.
wrote Hamlet. So
Right.
here the focus is on
On the
Shakespeare,
subject.
on the subject, rather
Yes.
than Hamlet. But
That's
now,
right.
yes,
If you turn it around, Shakespeare, Hamlet was written by Shakespeare.
very nice.
Here we focus on the object.
The object, very nice.
Yes.
Here we focus on Hamlet. We say Hamlet was written by Shakespeare. So the focus here is on Hamlet, not on Shakespeare.
Right.
Because here the concentration or the focus is on Hamlet.
the action.
Hamlet.
Right. On the
Here
action.
Hamlet, which is the item of the action. What did Shakespeare do?
What
He
he has
wrote
done.
Hamlet. Very nice. Good. Very nice. Now we are going to use the laptop. Okay, the laptop, please. Now, Miss Nada,
Yes.
we use passive voice, and we said that passive voice is used, okay, to focus on the action rather than the doer of the action or the person who does the action. Now the question is, why do we use passive voice?
Actually, we use passive voice when we know who did the action, or if we don't know who did the action.
if we know,
And
or
if we don't know.
Ah,
Yes,
good.
very well.
Now, can you give me examples about that?
Yes, I'm gonna
Yes.
give you one example
Yes.
about if
Each
we know,
one, yes.
if we know the subject or who did the action,
Good.
the doer.
Good.
For example, the criminal was arrested.
Good.
So
The criminal was arrested.
So
You know,
Yeah.
or the thief was
Was arrested.
arrested.
Yes.
Good. Good. What do we understand here?
here we know who did the action.
Who arrests
The
criminals?
Yeah.
Who?
The police.
It is known. It is
Yes.
very well known. So we say the police arrests criminals
Yes.
or the thieves.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Very nice. So when we know the doer very well, we use passive.
Passive,
Right?
exactly. Yes.
So here, the thief or the criminal was arrested.
So we
Who
know who did-
arrests?
Yeah.
It is the police.
police.
This is number one. The second point.
Second point, if we don't know who did the action or the doer of the action.
Very nice.
Yeah. Like for example, the window was broken.
The window was broken.
So I
Someone
don't know.
broke the window,
Yeah.
but we don't know
We don't
the
know him.
doer
Or
of the
Or
action.
either we know him, but we want to hide him.
Maybe so, but here we say we don't know the action,
Yeah.
so we say the window was
Was broken.
broken,
Right.
but by whom we
don't know.
Someone, of
Yeah.
course, someone. It is, you know, it is necessary to be
Someone
to be
did the
done by
action.
someone, but
Right.
who broke the window, we don't know.
Yeah.
Very nice. So here we have two cases.
Yeah.
When we know the action very well, like for example, the criminal was arrested,
Yes.
and when we don't know
No.
the doer of the action,
Yes.
who did the action or who does the action, like the example you have just mentioned,
Yes.
the window
Window
was
was
broken.
broken.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Now, when we say English
It
is
is
spoken all over the world.
Yes.
Who speaks? It is
Surely people.
People.
So
Right.
here
All
we
people.
yes.
Yeah.
So here we can't say that by people because animals don't speak.
Don't speak
Yeah.
English, right?
Plants don't
Don't
speak.
speak.
Only those who speak are people.
Yes.
So here it is very well known. So we say English is spoken, you know, all over the world.
The world,
Very
yes.
nice. Thank you very much. Now,
Steps.
Mr. Sorry. Now we come to to the laptop, please. Now we are going to study in detail, Mr. Mahmoud. To start with you now, talking about the passive. Okay. Before that, we have a call from Yasser. Hello, Yasser. How are you?
ألو مرحبا أستاذ.
Hello. Can you speak English, please?
نعم.
Can you speak English, please? Can you ask in English?
No, I can't.
You can't?
No.
Oh my God. It is important to speak English. We have an English seminar now.
والله أستاذ ما بعرف أحكي إنجليزي.
Try to speak English.
أستاذ عندي بس قاطعك 3 أسئلة.
Yes.
أول سؤال عن الماضي المستمر
Yes.
وعن الحاضر التام. هي ثاني سؤال. وثالث سؤال عن تشكيل السؤال.
Oh my God, these are very, very big questions. We need a whole seminar to answer your questions. Okay,
We will
my
answer
dear.
it if we get some time later on.
Yes. Now we are going to, yes, I think your questions are very, very wide and they need a lot of time because you are asking about 3 tenses. And we need, a session or a seminar for each one of these questions. But we can, you can answer you just in brief, okay? He is asking about past continuous, present continuous, and present,
Making questions.
sorry, making questions or question making.
Yeah.
And,
In question
present
making-
perfect.
In question making, you can start with the auxiliary verb if you have the auxiliary verb there. Then the subject.
Yes.
And you end with a question mark.
If it is yes, no question. You can use it.
Actually, yes.
Yeah? Short
Yes,
answer, yeah.
actually, we have two
Isn't it?
ways.
Yeah,
We
of
have
making
two
questions.
types of questions.
Yeah.
We have the yes/no question, and we have the WH
WH
questions.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so yes/no questions. When we have yes/no questions, this means that the question begins with an auxiliary verb.
Yeah.
For example, when I say,
Is he
is he a
15
teacher?
years old?
Is he a teacher? The answer is yes,
Yes, he
he is, or
No,
no,
he isn't.
he isn't. If I ask, can you speak English? You say, yes,
Yes, I
I can, or
No,
no,
I can't.
I can't. This is now the first type of questions. It is called yes/no questions because the answer is either yes or
Or
no. We don't need more details about the answer.
Yeah, the other question.
The second type is WH questions. WH questions always start with a question word like what, why, where,
how,
who, whom,
many,
how many, how much, how
how
far,
fast.
etc. So here the answer should be full answer.
Yeah.
It means that we can't say yes or no. If I ask you, where do you live, Nada? You can't say yes.
Yes,
And
I
you
live.
can't say no.
Yeah.
You say, I live in Hama
Damascus.
Yes.
or
Okay.
in Damascus. So this is the second type of a questions. It is called WH questions. This is now about question making. So we have, the order. As I said, it needs a lot of time to explain everything about that. But now this is just, types of questions. I explained to you types of questions, two types, yes/no questions and WH questions. Well, now we come to your second question, which is about past continuous. Past continuous, this is a tense in English. So this tense consists of, or the form of this tense is subject.
Plus
After
was
the
or were,
subject, we use verb to be in the past,
Was
means
or were.
was or were. Then
Plus
after that, we use the main verb ending
Plus
in
ing.
ing.
Yes.
Example, Kareem Kareem was playing yesterday. Okay, Kareem was playing yesterday. Here, Kareem is the subject, was is verb to be in the past. Playing consists of two parts. Play as a main verb and ing. This is now the form of the past continuous. We come to your last question, which is a present continuous. Present continuous indeed is like past continuous.
But it's happening
Is
now.
like in the what?
Something
In the
that is
form.
happening now.
So, but instead of was or were, we use
Is
is,
are.
are. Means verb to be in the present. For example, we say Mahmoud is reading a book.
So it is happening now.
Yes,
We use
it
it
is
to talk
happening
about
at the
something that
moment.
is
Yes.
happening now.
Yes, very nice. So Mahmoud is reading a book, or Nada is watching a film on TV. Is watching TV. So here we are talking about something that is happening now, at the moment of speaking.
Yes.
This is about your questions. Thank you for your participation in our seminar. Let's now, dear colleagues, to our, seminar, Passive Voice. Mr. Mahmoud, how to make passive?
There are
Now,
three steps.
sorry for interruption.
Okay, sorry.
Before, we do have specific rules, okay, to change from
Right.
active
Into
into
passive.
passive. So please, would you please give us now these steps or these details about making?
Okay, actually there are three main steps in restructuring the active voice into the passive. Now first, identify the object and move it to the beginning of the sentence. It will be the new subject. And you can start your new sentence with the subject now. The object in the active now is becoming the subject
The
of
laptop,
the
please.
passive.
Yes.
Then add verb to be.
The laptop, please.
This can go. This can go. Is it all right?
Yes,
Everything
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
This should conjugate with the subject and the main verb or the verb tense of the active. Then we add past participle of the verb, of the main verb
In the
in
active
the active
sentence.
sentence.
Yeah.
And we may add by, then the doer, the last step.
Yes. Now here,
I'll give you some example.
I
Yeah.
repeat again.
Mhm.
The laptop, please. The laptop. The laptop. We have 3 steps.
Yes.
Any sentence in the active can be changed, can be done into passive when following 3 steps.
Yes.
The first one is using
Identify.
the object
Right.
as a new subject, means to move the object to the beginning
of the
of
sentence.
the sentence. So here it becomes a new subject
Right.
because we use it in the position of the
subject.
subject. This is the first step. The second step is using a suitable verb to be,
Right.
one of the forms of verb to be, because you know verb to be has a number of forms. We can use it as was, were, is,
Is, are being.
has been,
Yes.
you know, have been, were being, was being,
Yes.
be or is being.
being.
So we have many forms, okay, for verb to be. So we choose a suitable form which is suitable to the subject, to the new subject,
the numbers.
which was originally an object,
active.
In the
right?
active
In the
sentence.
active,
Yes.
right? The last step is to use
The verb 3 or the past
Verb
participle
3,
of
the-
the main verb
exactly.
in the active sentence.
Exactly. Is to use the main verb, but in the third form, means in the past participle, right?
Right.
Right. Now, present simple.
Sorry?
We go on.
Okay.
It's form.
Before we continue, we have, you know, a call from Lean. Hello, Lean. Good evening, Lean. Lean. Hello.
مرحبا.
Hello, Lean.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
Very nice. You are studying well.
Yes. But,
Very, very nice. Yes, Lean. Yes, Lean. What's your question?
what's the meaning of use the positive with can to talk about possibility in page 52?
Oh,
So-
we will talk about this, about the usage of can
Yes.
in page 52. We will talk
yes,
about in details.
Lean, we are going to focus on this later on. Okay? Watch us now, be with us, and we will answer your question. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Lean. Thank you for your
Thank-
call. Thank you, Lean. Yes. We have also Alma. Yes, Alma.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good evening, Alma. How are you?
I'm fine.
Very nice, very nice. You speak English well, Alma.
I have a question.
Yes. What's your question, Alma?
That's it.
If I have this sentence,
Yes.
do you have space problem? We use a or any.
Sorry? Repeat. Would you please repeat the question?
If I have this sentence,
A sentence, yes.
do you have space problem? Which
Space
of-
problem?
Basic. Maybe.
Which one do I
basic,
use, a
important.
or any?
Basic problem or face problem?
Basic.
Basic problem, you said?
Yeah, a basic problem.
A basic. We say a basic. A basic
Which
problem.
article do we
Because
use?
the problem
Countable.
is singular.
Countable now.
You know, singular, and it is countable noun. So we say a basic problem.
Yes, thank you.
Okay?
Okay.
Do you have another question?
No, thank you.
No. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Now it is time to go for a break. Okay? Dear students, dear colleagues, it is time for a break. a short break, then we will be back again. Stay with us.
One and two, one and two. How are you? How are you? Three and four, three and four. Sing some more. Five, five, five. One and two, one and two. How are you? How are you? Three and four, three and four. Sing some more. Five, five, five.
Dear students, welcome back. We were talking about how to make passive voice in English. Mr. Mahmoud, it was your turn to explain about that.
Simple present.
Yes, please.
Yes,
We
actually-
said now here we have an example. The laptop, please. We have an example. Farmers grow
Yes. Farmers grow soya beans. Farmers grow soya beans. Now, first of all, identify the object, which is soya beans.
Yeah, soya beans is
the object of the active sentence. Now, we put it at the beginning of this new sentence,
Yes.
and it is now the subject.
Good.
Soya beans,
Good.
then verb to be, are, because
Are.
the plural. Soya beans is a plural.
Yes.
Are, then the past participle of the verb grow, which is grown, grow, grew, grown by farmers.
Okay, okay.
Usually-
Sorry, Mr. Mahmoud,
Okay.
we have a call from Riham. Hello, Riham. Good evening.
Hello, Professor.
Hello, how are you? Are you okay?
I'm fine, and you?
Are you studying well? Are you preparing well?
What?
Are you preparing well? Are you studying well?
Yes.
Very nice. Yes, Riham, what's your question?
Can you explain about the question tag, please?
The question tag?
Yes.
Actually, the question tag, Riham, today our seminar is only just 1 hour. The question tag will be next seminar, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so when you watch us next week, we will talk about the question tag. Now, our time is very short, so we are talking today about passive voice. So let us now talk about a question tag next week, okay? Thank you very, very much for your call. Next week, we are going to talk about question tags. Thank you, Rihan. Yes, please.
Okay, so farmers grow soya beans. Soya beans are grown by farmers,
Very nice.
not by mechanists or somebody else. There's a focus here on the action and the doer or the agent
Yes.
of the sentence.
Good. So we say here soya beans was in the original
grown.
sentence was the
Are grown.
the object.
object in the
Then
active.
here it is a plural. So we use are because it is a plural. We say soya beans are grow. The verb grow. The past participle of
Grown.
grow is grown. Very good. So becomes soya beans are grown by
by
farmers.
farmers.
Very nice. Thank you. What about, or we have also,
Present continuous.
before
let's
that, we
go.
have simple past now. To talk
Yeah,
about
simple past.
Yes.
Simple past.
Yes.
This is the same. You take the object
Yes.
in the first place. You start with the object. Now it's becoming the new subject. Then was or were. plus the past participle
Good.
of the verb.
So in the past simple passive, we use also the same steps, Mr. Mahmoud,
Right.
Ms. Nada.
Yes.
We have the same steps. The first step is to move
The
the
object
object into the position of the
The
subject.
yes.
Then we use verb to be, which is suitable, and finally we use the past participle of the
main
verb.
verb.
So here,
An example, John washed the car yesterday. Now the car was washed yesterday by John.
yes. Okay, good. Here also we have the house was painted by my father.
Yes.
The house was painted by my father.
The subject
So,
receives the action,
good.
and the sentence tells us what happened to the subject.
Yes. So the sentence here tells us what happened
happened.
to the subject.
Yeah, my father.
Originally in the active voice, Miss Nada,
Yes.
my father
built,
painted the house.
the house.
My father painted
Painted
the
the
house. Now, when we change it into the passive, the house is the object. We move it to the position of the subject to become a new subject.
Yes.
This is number one. Number two,
We
Was or
painted.
were?
Choose.
Painted.
Painted.
Yeah.
Here it is in the past.
Something happened in the past.
Very
so we
nice.
know
So
it-
we use here
Was.
was.
Yeah.
The house was, then the past participle of paint, which is painted.
Painted,
Because the
right.
verb paint is a regular verb. Please, dear students, pay attention to this. We have two types of verbs. We have regular verbs and we
And
have
irregular
irregular
verbs.
verbs. Regular verbs, in regular verbs, the past and the past participle are the same. Both of them end in D or ED.
Right.
But for the irregular verbs, we change
The
the,
whole
form
form of
of
the
the
subject.
verb. Like, for example,
For
like
example-
the example which we grow, for example,
Grow, right.
Yeah.
becomes grown,
Right,
right?
right.
Yes.
Show, shown,
Shown.
etc.
Right, written.
Right,
Right,
written,
Be,
very nice,
been.
excellent,
Yeah.
excellent, right. Good. So this is about, or this is an example. So here in this example, the sentence tells us what happened to the subject. What happens to the
the
subject.
subject.
So when we talk about passive, we talk about what happens to the subject.
subject.
When we talk about the active voice, what the subject did
To
or
the
what
object.
the subject does.
Right.
Right? Very nice. Also, before we continue, we have Abdul Majid, a call from Abdul Majid. Good evening, Abdul Majid.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Are you in grade 9?
Yes, I am.
And are you studying well?
Yeah, thank
Very
you.
nice. Abdul Majid, what's your question?
I just want to know what is the form of conditional sentence.
Conditional what?
Sentences.
We have many times. Which one do you? Okay, now the
Okay,
form.
just
Both.
Both of them, the first and the second, you mean? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you, a brief idea about the conditional sentences, about the first
Okay.
and the
And
second.
the
Thank
second.
you for your call.
Can I give him?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, Miss Nada.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, we use the first conditional in order to talk about things that will happen or possible to happen.
Yes.
So we use if plus present simple because we use present simple to talk about facts and regular things. Then we have a comma if we have the if in the beginning of the sentence.
Yes.
Then we have a subject plus will or will not plus the main verb, verb one we
Yes.
say, and then we have the rest of the sentence.
Good.
For example,
if I come, I will go.
Yeah.
If you come,
Yeah.
I will go.
yeah, if it rains, I will get wet.
Yes.
Right.
If it rains, I will
get
get wet.
wet.
Or if it rains, I will not go out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, I will stay
yes.
indoors.
So here we have two parts, my dear student. We have two parts of the sentence. We have the if part, if clause, and we have the main clause. The main clause depends on the if clause. So when I say, if you study, you will pass. If you study. So if you study, study here is in simple present. Then the main clause, you will pass. Now, what about the second conditional? The second type. The second type is when we have the verb in the if clause in the past. I say, if you studied, you would pass. So here, instead of will in the result clause or the main clause, we use would, means the past of will.
So we use here the second conditional to talk about imaginary situations.
Very nice.
To
So it is
things
not
that
real here.
will not happen.
Yes. So in the first type, in type number 1, it is
Possibility.
possible. It is possible to happen. When I say, if you study, you will pass.
Yes.
Then in the second, if you studied, you would pass. It is an imaginary situation here. Thank you for your question. Yes, please. Let's now complete. Yasser. Okay, also we have a call from Yasser. Hello, Yasser.
Hello, Miss.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm not a miss.
My question.
don't worry,
past
don't worry.
simple.
What's your question, please, Yasser?
My question, past simple.
About past
Simple
simple?
past.
Simple. In the
Simple
passive
past,
voice or
yeah.
in the passive voice?
You mean simple past passive in the passive voice?
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
passive voice. We are talking about it now. So please be with us, okay? Listen to us and watch us. We are
Okay.
talking about it now. Thank you, Yasser. Thank you for your call. Yasser is asking about, you know, about simple
simple
past
Simple
passive.
past.
We talked about simple past passive. And, you know, we...
Okay, let us give him some examples so he could understand us.
yes, yes.
Yasser, his name is Yasser.
Yasser.
Yasser made some tea. Now, some tea was made by Yasser.
Good. So Yasser made
Some tea.
some tea. Yasser made. Yasser is the subject. Made is the simple past verb. Some tea is the object.
object.
Now we said that we have 3 steps
Yes.
to change into passive. The first one is to
The
move
object.
the object
object.
into the position of the subject, to become a new subject. So here we say some tea is the object. We put it as a new subject. Then Yasser is singular and he made in the past. So we need verb to
Was.
be, a form of verb to be, which
to be
talks
is
about the
was.
past
Yeah.
and about singular. It is was.
Was.
So some tea was. Then we come to the past
Past
participle
participle
of
of make,
which
made,
is made.
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 Because
Right.
this is an irregular verb, Yasser, okay? So we say some tea was made by Yasser. This is about your question about how to make a simple past passive. Thank you, Yasser, for your call.
Yes.
Now we come to
Present continuous.
Present continuous.
present continuous. Becker? Okay, also we have a call from Becker. Good evening, Becker.
Good evening.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Very nice, Becker. Becker, what's your question?
Just I want to know in topic, if we write above 50 words,
50 word.
It's
Is it-
okay.
Okay,
about
about
writing.
composition means,
Yeah.
about writing.
Yes, he's talking about writing.
You are asking about how to write a composition.
no, if we write above 50 words in the topic,
A
It's
topic,
okay.
yes, this is composition. It is called composition, means to
yes,
write
yes.
a 50-word topic. Very nice. Okay, we are going now to talk about that in brief also. Thank you, Yasser, for your call. Listen to me, I'm going to explain this to you. Would you please now give us how to write composition?
For sure. When
Yeah.
we write, we have to write in the first place an introduction.
Yes.
We can write it as a one sentence.
One sentence
Only one
introduction.
sentence.
The topic
Yeah,
sentence.
what do we write? What do we write in the introduction?
we have to write what we are going to talk or what we are going to write about in the paragraph.
In the paragraph. Then after that,
then we have to write, we can call it the body or
The body
the body of the
the
paragraph.
paragraph.
yes, what do we write in the body?
The main ideas we
The
are
main
going to talk
ideas.
about.
Some details about
Some
the main
details,
idea.
some
We are going to
examples,
talk
some
about.
details about that.
About
Yeah.
the main
Very
idea.
nice.
For
And
example,
then-
talking about jobs. For example, talking
Yeah.
about jobs, just like a fisherman.
Okay, okay.
Or a teacher or
Just
Or a
to
teacher.
finish, yes. Yes. So then we give our opinion in the last
in the
sentence.
conclusion.
In the conclusion, we
Yes.
write our opinion
Yeah,
about
about-
the
And he is asking
composition.
about the amount of words. 50 words are enough. 40 words are enough.
Yes.
In the composition.
Oh.
I will get the full.
We have
mark.
another call from Yara. Good evening, Yara.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Mister, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Yes, I want to ask you about what time what nations I use the word must.
I couldn't understand because the voice is, your voice is not clear. Would you please repeat your question?
Okay, please. Wait. I want to ask you about nations.
About what, sorry?
About making what?
I want to ask you about nations use word must.
Nation.
I
words
can't
means not.
understand about making or mention. I don't understand.
Nation.
Nation.
mention.
Nation.
Nation?
You mean Syrian, Lebanese, Iraqi, or something?
No, writing.
Writing, about writing. Okay, about now we were talking about writing, how to write a composition, you mean?
No. I want to ask you about what the time I have to use word must.
Word months?
Must.
Months, you mean? 30
Yes.
days?
Yes, sir.
Month?
Yes.
What month? I couldn't understand you. I can't understand you, Yara. I can't understand your question because the voice here is not clear. Now, if you please, if you repeat the call again, I might understand you. Thank you very much indeed. Yes, let's talk about
Present
The present
continuous.
continuous in the
continuous.
passive.
Yes.
As Mr. Mahmoud said, we are using the passive as a structure in order to focus on
Yes.
the object, not on the one who did the action.
Exactly.
Here we have the present continuous. In the present continuous, as also Mr. Mahmoud said, we have to identify the object and put it at the beginning of the sentence, and then we have to use the verb be in the present, which is is, are, plus we have to use being in order to tell us being in order to tell us that the action is happening. And we have to use the third form of the main verb, which is the past participle, and then we have to use the rest of the
Yes.
sentence.
Thank you. We have a call. Yara also. Good evening, Yara. Or Sarah. Sorry, Sarah.
Yes.
Good evening, Sarah. How are you?
Fine.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Are you studying well?
Yes.
Good. What's your question, Sarah?
Sir, I want to ask about passive. If you don't have a subject in the sentence, shall we put a subject in the passive sentence?
If you don't have,
Did you understand it?
If we don't have a subject, she
Yes,
says.
if we have a pronoun in the sentence. For example, they attend the lesson every Saturday. Shall we put a subject in if we want to make it passive?
just repeat the,
Would you
the
please
example,
repeat?
please.
Would you please repeat your
Ju-
example?
No, just the example.
Okay. They attend the lesson every Saturday.
They attend the lesson.
They attend a lesson, the lesson every Saturday.
Yes.
They attend a
Yes.
lesson. Good. Here we have they, the subject. Attend is a verb.
verb.
Then a lesson is the object. Here in this case, in this sentence, we move the word a lesson because it is the object, and we move it to the position of the subject, means to the beginning of the sentence. It becomes a lesson.
Is prepared.
Then
is
we
attended.
have is, a lesson is singular, So we use
Is.
verb to be in a present, and for singular, it is. So a lesson is. Then we use the past participle of the verb attend. Attend is a regular
Attended.
verb. Then here the past participle
Is the same
is
as.
attended by adding ed, because it is regular. So it becomes a lesson is attended. You know?
Every Saturday.
Every Saturday, or you can say by them every Saturday, because they in the subject becomes them after by. After by, it becomes them. So it becomes a lesson is attended by them every Saturday.
Yeah.
Do you have another question?
No, thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your call. Yes. Present continuous.
Yes.
Yes. So here we said, Miss Nada, as you know, we have, many forms, a number of forms for verb to be. Is being and are being.
Yes.
These two forms are for present continuous
Continuous.
passive. So we use either is being
Or
are
are
being.
being.
This is being or are being is
According to the
followed
subject.
by the
The
past
participle.
participle.
Yes.
Here we have an example.
Yes.
Here we have John,
John is washing
the
the
car.
car. Yeah.
Where is the object in this sentence?
The object here is the car.
The car. The car is the object.
object.
What do we do with the car?
We move it to the beginning of the sentence.
Excellent.
To become the new subject.
The new
of the
subject.
sentence.
Then what is the second step after that?
Then we have to choose the auxiliary verb or verb to be in the present, which is.
Is.
Because
Very
it is singular.
Singular, the car.
Yeah.
The car means here we have one
Only one car.
So the car is.
Is.
Then because it is continuous,
We have
what do we use here? We
being.
use being. So
have
it becomes
being.
the car is being.
Being.
Then this is the second step. What about the last step?
The last step, we have to use here the third form or the past participle of the main verb we have here in the active sentence.
Very nice.
We have washing in the active sentence, and we have
The
to-
main verb is wash,
Is
and the
wash.
past participle of wash is washed because it is
Is
a
a
regular
regular
verb.
verb, yeah.
So we add ed in order to change it into past and past participle.
Participle,
Good.
yes.
The car is being washed by John.
John.
We will complete, but we have a call now from Ali. Good evening, Ali. Ali.
Hello?
Hello. Good
Hello.
evening, Ali. How are you?
I am fine. I am fine.
Very nice. You are okay. So you are preparing well. You are studying
Yes,
well, Ali.
yes.
Good, good. Ali, what's your question?
Hello?
Ali, what's your question?
I want you to explain the tag question.
The tag
tag.
question.
Question tag.
Ali, question tag. It is a question tag. But Ali, question tag, we will discuss this topic next week, okay? Now, we do not have enough time to finish our topic, which is passive voice
Yes.
for today. So next week, we are going to talk about question tags. Okay, Ali?
Okay.
Thank you for your call. We have another call from Razan.
Hello.
Good evening, Razan.
Hello?
Hello, hello, Razan. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Are you studying
Since
well?
Yes.
Yes.
So
What's
I
your
want to
question?
something-
Yes. In English, please. Razan.
Activity book. بتاع activity book.
Yes. In the activity book, what page?
Page 15.
Page 13. Yes.
Exercise
13. Please open to page 13. Yes.
الجملة الثالثة الجوابات.
You are from Aleppo?
Yes.
Yes. Not A. We say yes.
13.
It's a short
Yes.
answer.
Which
Yes.
one? Which one?
الجملة الثالثة.
What are you listening to the radio?
Exercise
Which
1 or 2
exercise?
or 3.
Exercise 6.
exercise 6. I think exercise 6.
Not 13, 30.
30 she
Yeah,
needs.
30.
30?
Yes.
15.
13 or 30?
15.
13.
13.
Exercise what?
There is no exercise 6.
We've got only exercise number 1, 2, and 3.
We have
only.
it only 1, 2, 3.
Maybe she means like
Yes.
this. Turn the page. Maybe page 14.
14?
Maybe she means 14.
No, 13.
No, she says 30.
15, 15, maybe 15, 15.
8.
15, 15. Number 6, what is number 6? Here, sentence number 6
الجملة الثالثة.
was the listening. Which one? There is no 15.
صفحة 50.
Page 50.
my God.
Oh my God, you are saying 15. Page 50, 50 please.
Exercise 6, what number?
50. الأكتيفيتي
Yes,
بوك.
yes. The
Okay.
activity. Okay.
Exercise number 6, what number?
exercise 6. الجملة الثالثة.
Yes,
number 3.
if I not be interested in art, I not go to the art gallery, right?
Yes.
Okay, if I was not interested in art, I would not go to the art gallery.
Yes,
Okay.
okay. What's her name? What's your name, sorry? What's your name?
رزان.
Razan. Number 3, if I, between brackets, not be interested in art, comma, I not go to the art gallery. Here in this sentence, you notice that we have negative. So here you say, if I was not, or if I were not. Both are correct. You can say, if I was not, or if I were not interested in art. Because we are using here the past, then we need to use would or wouldn't. I say, if I was not or if I were not interested in art, I wouldn't go to the art gallery. Because here this sentence is used, it is an imaginary sentence, Razan. It is, okay, it is if I wasn't interested, if I weren't interested, I wouldn't go, right? So here, this is used in the second type of the conditional sentences. Do you have another question?
لا بس بدي أسأل إنه هون هي الجملة نفسها.
Sorry?
لازم محلها وزنت. بس إنه هي لازم الويرنت لأني نحن قلنا بالجملة الشرطية دائما
Okay,
بنستخدم
both
مع
accepted. If I
الضمائر.
was, if I was, or
yes,
if I were.
Razan,
Both
okay,
are correct.
both
Don't
are
worry.
correct. Don't worry about that. If you write in the exam, if I was or wasn't or weren't, both are correct. Don't worry about it. It is correct. If you say if I wasn't is correct, or if you say if I weren't also is correct. So don't worry about that. Okay? Thank you very much for your call. Yes, please. So the car is being washed by John. John. Okay. Let's now go quickly because we need now to have, you know, the reading part.
Again, we're talking about
Yes, let's now talk about
the past continuous.
yes, let's move immediately, right, to the
text.
you know, to the texts. Okay. Or because you have only 5 minutes, so there is no time to. Let's now continue with past continuous, right? What about
thank you,
Mr.
Majid.
Mahmoud? Past
Okay.
continuous.
About past continuous, it's the same procedure. The new object is becoming subject, then was or were, then being, then past participle of the verb.
Yes. So we have the same steps.
The same steps.
We have the object is moved to the beginning. Then we have here in past continuous we use either was being or were being after the new subject. Example here, they were building a dam. They
was
were being a dam. Here we have past continuous
Was
tense.
building.
So a dam is an object or the object, A dam comes to the beginning of the sentence to become a new subject, so it becomes a dam.
Yeah.
Then what comes after a dam?
Was
Being, because
Was
a
being,
dam
right.
is singular,
Singular,
and the tense is
it's
past
past
continuous.
continuous.
So it becomes a dam was being,
built.
then the past participle of build, which is built.
Belt.
right with T. Right.
Yes. Now the last one. We have a call from Natalie. Good evening, Natalie.
Good evening, Ms.
How are you? Are you okay?
Yes, okay.
What's your question, Natalie?
I want to ask you about linking words.
Yes.
What time I have to use as soon as in the sentence?
Okay, Natalie, now our time is over. The time is over now. Okay, you can ask about this question next time, next week, because now we have just 2 minutes, okay, to finish our topic for today.
Okay.
So next week we are going to meet you again, right?
Yes.
So you can ask about this question. Thank you, Natalie, for your question. Arij, yes, please, Arij.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, Arij.
Good evening.
Yes, your question?
I have asked the same sentence. We write a newspaper. It become in the passive. A newspaper was written.
Was written
Was written
Was written.
Yes.
By use.
by us.
By us.
by us.
By us. By use.
Yes, by us.
By us.
So a newspaper was written or a paper was written
By use.
by us.
By us.
This is, you know, this is a simple past passive, because a newspaper is the object, which is now a new subject. Was written, was is there to be in the past. Written is the past participle of write. So here a newspaper was written by us. This is, you know, the past simple passive. Okay? Originally now in the active voice, we wrote a newspaper.
Yes.
We wrote a newspaper. In the passive, it becomes a newspaper was written by us.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for your call. I think now our time is over for today.
Yeah.
Dear students, dear colleagues, at the end of this seminar, I hope it was useful. And till we meet again, this is Karim Qassab greeting you from the Syrian Educational Channel in Damascus. Thank you. Goodbye.